Prime time. Tonight we look culture straight in the eye. 701 Center for Contemporary Art opened its latest gallery exhibit called Eye to Eye. Here to tell us about the pieces and the work that went into them is the center's co-founder, Harriet Green. Harriet, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. This is a fascinating exhibit, but for those who aren't super aware about it, tell us a little bit more about it.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for having me on All Hallows Eve.
Yes.
And the exhibition was conceived to actually show collectors who collect work by artists across the spectrum, from local artists to artists from other countries. And so one of the best representative of that has been Wim Roefs and Roefs Waddell, who are local collectors. Wim was also a co-founder of 701, and their collection probably represents one of the largest private holdings of artworks in the state that I am aware of.
Oh my goodness.
So with over 700 pieces, what we're showing at 701 is just a glimpse into how many pieces are in there. We're showing about 100 pieces.
Wow.
By about 80 artists.
That's
and
incredible.
It just covers almost every contemporary art movement since 1945.
Okay, so dive into that a little bit more about what those contemporary art movements are exactly.
Well, expressionism,
okay,
realism. We have a lot of craft artwork that can go across both of those themes. We also have artists who are working in multimedia, and that became very popular. We have postmodernism represented in the show. And so there's just almost everything. It's a virtual encyclopedic display of works that spans many styles and many types of artists.
So the pieces that are in the exhibit, why were they selected? What about them?
So when you're curating an exhibition, you're really looking for like a through thread, a through line. Oh. And for me, because there's so many pieces that are in the collection, this work that we're looking at right now is by Peter Lenzo. And these are a take on traditional face jugs. Except his face jug has lots of things going on in it. Now, Peter recently died, and he was a major artist for us in South Carolina who moved away. But he suffered some brain injury at some point, and so what you see in all this work is what was kind of going on in his head. And we are also looking at works that kind of reflect the spirit of tonight. And so I thought that we could look at works that people may not think is pretty art, but they have really deep meaning in terms of a trajectory that the artist's work has been on. And also, it just shows that everything doesn't have to be a still life painting. And so that's what their collection kind of does. It just shows that there's so much more to what we're traditionally seeing, that contemporary artists have this plethora of tools in their toolbox.
I feel like it is so fascinating whenever you go and you look at art, because like you said, it goes beyond just the eye. There is so much meaning for the artist, but also what the artist wants you to feel. And I love that the pictures, we saw a little bit of them, just the art that was created. And it was some sculptures to art pieces. There's so much that was curated in this. Why is it important? Why did you guys want to do this exhibit?
Well, again, we felt like it's a good example. For many years, and I still do this, I advocate for artists because that was part of my job. And we collected as an institution. I collect personally, of course, but it was important to show this collection because people have been curious about it.
Okay.
They have been curious about it for a long time. Now, we did do a memorial exhibition upon Wim's death, and that was just a quick thing we did for a memorial service. So this exhibition gives people at least 3 months to come by and visit it. But he was very well known, and Eileen, his wife, has been right there with him collecting the works. And so we named the show Eye to Eye because she said that 80 to 90% of the time they saw eye to eye on the pieces. So it was easy for them to amass this collection, I think, because it was sort of like a singularity of vision.
Yeah.
And so that's what we end up seeing.
That's almost another art form in just the creation of this exhibit. That's beautiful,
Yeah,
eye to eye. So people can actually see it. I know we can pull up the details right now of where you can go. It continues through December 29th, correct? That is the address right there on your screen. The hours Thursday through Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. Truly beautiful. I mean, what we were showing on your screen just a little bit ago was just a snippet of what you can go and see in person for the Eye to Eye collection. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Sharing this with us tonight.
Thank
We really
you for
do
having
appreciate
me.
it.
And happy
Absolutely.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I love it. Well, let's go ahead and get a Halloween forecast from meteorologist Eric Zernick. Hey, Eric.